Yo, what's
What up?
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm here every now and then, just during the. As a reminder to everybody listening, I'm a high school baseball coach, so some nights I have crazy late games, or just I'm spent. Tonight I am that way, but I feel like I haven't been here in a while, so I decided to make the extra effort to be here. So you're welcome.
You have an obligation to the fans.
That's right. I know all two of you really miss me, so I think my guess is the host to fan ratio is not great right now.
We're your fans.
We see
We are the fans of the show.
So, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And now they're on YouTube too, so people can go see them there. So
Good point.
Yep.
Well, as always, as you guys know, this show is brought to you by PointsBet. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yep.
Yeah.
Want to tell
Did
the
you
audience
know?
about it?
Yeah. So PointsBet is a company that does not appreciate your partnership if you take your shirt off.
True.
True.
Yep.
And right now,
Shirt on.
if you use our promo code FRUSTRATE at sign up, FRUSTRATE, you can see Man Michigan Hat take his shirt off.
Oh yeah. It's behind a paywall right now, $10. Yeah, subscribe.
Actually, onlyfans.com/shootyourshotsports.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we should set up a shoot your shots.
No, we actually do, but yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Wait,
We
what?
actually have.
Yeah, if you go on the website, we actually do have one. I set one up.
Ooh.
Spicy.
They kept talking about it. I'm like, why not? If someone pays us $5,
There you
hey,
go.
To do what?
I don't know.
Are you gonna
anything on there
record
yet,
your
or no?
Manscaped ad on there?
Oh, that's a good one. The
Do like a
X-rated version.
10-minute promo of you using the Manscaped products.
Yesterday I was in a robe for the Off the Cuff podcast, so maybe I'll
There you
do
go.
I was commando. Maybe I'll just go commando.
Well, yeah, exciting opportunities. Fans.
Anyway, if you use our
Subscribe.
code FRUSTRATE at check in, sign up. That's the
Check
word.
out. Oh, yeah.
You can get the deposit match anywhere from $50 to $250, and it's awesome because if you put in 50, they give you 100 buckaroos that are free bets, and all that goes all the way up to $250. So you want to take advantage of that right now. You can if you live in Illinois, Iowa, or New Jersey, and you can't if you live anywhere else. And suck it. No,
Soon Indiana. We're going to Indiana next, so.
Yes.
I'm going to Indiana next.
I know. That's why we're going to Indiana next.
That's right.
We're going to Indiana next.
There we go. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, void where prohibited. Must be 21 or older. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis and counseling and referral services. I think I did that right.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Is it crisis and counseling, or is it crisis counseling?
Crisis
Counseling
counseling and referral
services,
services. Yeah.
Okay. Did you say referral?
Referral.
We're just messing stuff up, checking in.
Now they're not going to get the help they needed because you misread the ad. Way to go.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just, hey, don't be a moron gambling, okay?
Pretty good life advice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
but that's kind of hard when the players don't do their part.
That's true.
Good point.
Yeah,
They have to
Don't you
play.
all understand that my
Please.
money is on the line?
Play the game
Financially, this is
responsibly.
not
How about
right.
that? Right.
Catch me outside. How about that?
I would gamble responsibly if these players would do their jobs. Yeah.
Free throws. I mean,
Yeah, you got to hit your free throws.
professional, yes. College, I'll cut them slack. They're just kids.
yeah.
You know what really bugs me is that I specifically had the under in the Twins White Sox game, under 19.5 runs. And you know what? Yermin Mercedes
What?
had to hit that home run to make it over. And that just ruined my under bet.
It's really against the unwritten rules of baseball, in my mind. Like, that was disrespectful for them to go over.
100%. No,
Yeah.
100%.
There will be repercussions.
You always have to bet the over, though, for the Sox games, except for today. But they always
He
hit.
has, as LaRussa would say, he has a bat. I have a microphone.
That's right.
Oh, was it something with like the office? Like I have an office and he's in the locker or something?
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
he has a locker. I have an office.
Yeah.
Everything he says towards his own team is like vaguely threatening. It's
And it's
really
wild. Like
really weird.
he didn't care that he got knocked the next game. Like
He's like, I have no problems with what happened.
So
yeah, he deserved it. What?
yeah, so let's talk about this because this is wild.
Oh.
So first of all, I told you guys before we started, but Michael Cerami of Bleacher Nation tweeted, the only people who saw this Tony La Russa problem coming was literally all of us, which I think is awesome.
When he was first, when he was first hired, especially because AJ Hinch was still available, everybody, even White Sox fans, hated it. I think
Jerry Reinsdorf was the only person that liked the move. Everyone, if you weren't a Reinsdorf, you were not a fan,
which is pretty typical of his moves, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so for anybody that missed it, it was in the 9th inning. The White Sox were up 15-4. They were on the road, and they had 2 outs. The Twins had a position player pitching, and Yermin Mercedes was up to bat, and he hit a 47-mile-per-hour eephus pitch, like 420 feet over the center field wall.
It was 3-0 awesome. Count too, by the way.
It was sweet.
Oh, that's right, 3-0 count. That's an important detail.
He threw a home run derby pitch.
Yeah.
Like thought he was standing behind a net or something.
But hey, the best position pitcher is Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
That might be true, actually.
But apparently, Babe Ruth.
He did that?
Yeah. He was
Shohei
an actual
Ohtani.
pitcher. But so the details behind it was that La Russa apparently had signed for Mercedes to take the pitch. And Mercedes blew off the sign and hit the home run, which,
as he should. If your coach is being that big of a puss, like, just swing, man. Like,
swing for the fences.
And by the way, nobody's talking about this if he flies out.
Yeah, it could have happened. Like, you don't know.
And it's like the Tatis Jr. thing last year. It's like,
it is.
At what point is it actually more disrespectful to just like try to let them walk you?
So there was. And here's the thing: I'm not a White Sox fan, but I follow a lot of people on Twitter that are White Sox fans, and
same.
They were pointing out that 2 years ago, I think it was, the White Sox were playing a game against the Royals, and they blew a 9-run lead in the 9th inning.
Yeah,
that's why you're always playing to win. Like,
yeah, you always play to win the game.
Look, it's one thing.
Edwards.
It's one thing in high school sports or even college sports to an extent, where if you are just like totally blowing a team out, like for me, when some of the games I've played, a lot of our losses have been slaughters. The one game we were losing 30-0. Okay, that coach, after this 30-0, he's not sending his guys to steal. He's not sending his guys on anything. He's not even telling them to he's not even giving them any signs or any strategy. Right? It's more just like go up and do whatever. And we'll just, because we're going to win. We're up by 30 runs, right? Yeah. That's how, but when you're playing major, like professional sports, I vote pour it on.
I vote pour it on.
Especially because these guys are getting performance bonuses. Like, how unfair is it to ask them to go out like, hey, why don't you just strike out this time? Like, every home run he hits affects future contracts. It affects, his legacy as far as a player. Those stats are going to be there for forever. Like, if you've done the work to take a huge lead, go out there and like get your stats.
Yeah.
So baseball is such a statistically driven sport.
So another detail that's been not mentioned with this, and I heard this on 670 The Score from Lawrence Holmes, was that apparently the Minnesota Twins announcer, if you watch the Minnesota Twins announcer call after he hits the home run, he goes, and on a 3-0 pitch.
Right.
And the other one's like, yeah, I don't like that at all. Well, apparently the pitch before that, the announcers were saying, well, you know what? It's actually incredibly hard to hit a 40-mile-per-hour ephus pitch.
But then when he crushes it, how dare you swing at that easy to hit pitch? Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all the whole unwritten rules of really any sport. Really, they are unwritten for a reason because they're not actually a thing, and people need to tone down on them. Like, you can be a sportsman and have etiquette without, like...
It's not really showboating, though. Like, if you flip the bat after the home run, then it'll be a problem. But he just hit the home run, right?
And I wouldn't even have a problem if he did that. I would have bat flipped. I would have launched that thing
No,
in the air.
I'm just saying, like, he didn't do anything like that disrespectful. He just
No.
hit a home
The
run.
most baffling part, though, is so then the next day, the Twins pitcher throws at him, hits him, and then Tony La Russa supports the Twins pitcher instead of his own player. And he says, that was the right decision or whatever. All right, I'm fine with that decision.
It's just an insane example of somebody who's so stuck in like the old school ways of baseball justice and unwritten rules, which is firstly ironic because he doesn't know the written rules, but he's obsessed with the unwritten rules. But then like he's so committed to the old way of baseball and like the baseball that he thinks is like the way it needs to be played.
Respect for the game.
He cares more about that than his own team.
And that's the thing. He said that Yermin Mercedes basically did not have respect for the game. Well, you don't have respect for your own player.
Yeah.
Yeah, is throwing at somebody, like how twisted is your definition of respect have to be if that's more respectful than just swinging the bat,
100%.
And I mean, I tweeted and I would argue, like, at what point is it more disrespectful to put a position player out there to lob 40-mile-an-hour pitches? Like, at that point, you've taken what's supposed to be a certain way the game is played as far as a pitching perspective and ways guys pitch, and you've just made a mockery of it by having this guy go out and lob baseballs.
Yep.
So it's like you've already disrespected the mound, and so like what am I supposed to do then? Like let you just like end the game that way? That's the thing with unwritten rules. Who defines what's appropriate and not appropriate?
Yeah.
No,
I
don't know. It's
whole thing is it's awful, and it's funny because when La Russa was first hired, I remember laughing, and then when they found out he had a DUI, I remember laughing more.
Yeah,
and it's gotten to a point now where I actually feel like kind of bad. Like
I don't know if I'm more just shocked that this is even happening at this point in the game.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm not the type of Cubs fan that hates the White Sox, right? I like to see them suffer maybe a little bit, but not like all the time. And especially since so many of the people I interact with are White Sox fans, to see, frankly, their anguish because the thing is, everybody around the whole freaking league knows that maybe other than the Yankees and the Dodgers, the White Sox are probably the team with the highest ceiling in baseball.
And they're the younger team. So they're going to be around for a while,
Yeah,
unless their manager runs them into the ground.
At least,
and that's going to be sad.
At least 1 year of this window is totally being thrown away because of this manager. And the White Sox are still going to be competitive, but it's like, there's a whole statistic that says like a manager makes the difference of what is it, like 5 or 6 games throughout the course of a season. Well, Tony La Russa is earning all of those 5-6 games and then some.
He's probably going to earn 5 of those games just in the playoffs. Like,
he's probably earned 5 of those games at this point in the season, and we're not even like a third of the way through.
He didn't know the rules, and like what is we won't know is the intangible of how is morale going to be affected by these guys saying like these guys all support each other, these players, and now they feel like their coach doesn't have their back.
Exactly.
They feel like they feel probably disrespected by him. He's come out and basically mocked them. Like it's I don't know. I don't think you can even put a number on how many games that can cost a team.
And what long-term effects might that have? Yermin Mercedes, he is 27 years old or something. Like he is an older rookie, but he's still a rookie.
What if he's now thinking, hey, I could be playing somewhere else right now?
Well, that, or if you are repeatedly shutting him down for his personality, well, then eventually he's going to shut that part of him down. And if that's the part of him that's fueling his performance, you might be ruining what could be a stud athlete for you.
And baseball's such a mental game already. Like the last thing you want to do is be messing with the mental side of these young players by discouraging that, trying to like, actually we need to stick to these unwritten rules, which like, because they're such a young team, I agree with, was it Lynn who came out and said, I think a lot of the unwritten rules, or is it Giolito maybe? That he thinks a lot of the unwritten rules at this point don't really apply to the younger players. And La Russa comes out, yes, they do. Like, okay, you're going to tell them that, but they're the ones speaking for themselves. It's just terrible situation. Again, because it's the White Sox, it's been entertaining to watch. but just objectively as a baseball fan, he is single-handedly killing what is like the brightest young team right now.
100%. And that's why I'm starting to feel like I don't feel bad, but like I'm starting to be like, wow, this is really messed up.
And it's such a contrast.
The question is, does Jerry Reinsdorf have the balls to admit he was wrong and fire him mid-season?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
And how long
did
did he sign him for? Did he sign for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? Like, how long is he here?
Yeah.
We don't
it's
know.
a common problem with Chicago.
Yeah, I would say this is like a common theme. Like, we don't have good managers or coaches.
Because Reinsdorf, his whole thing, his everyone says he's loyal to a fault. Look at the 90s Bulls era. How long was freaking John Paxson in power in the Bulls front office? Bill Cartwright hired as a coach. He sucked. Oh, let's hire Scott Skiles. He used to play for the Bulls. He was fine, but it's like, oh, how about Fred Hoiberg? He used to play for the Bulls. How about you hire someone that didn't play for the Bulls? It doesn't have to be somebody that played for the Bulls, okay? And now for the White Sox, we'll hire Kenny Williams to be the GM. Oh, you know what, Kenny Williams, I don't want you to be the GM anymore, but you were the GM when we won the World Series, and I still want a piece of the World Series to be attached to this team. So you're not the GM anymore, but you're going to be the president in some capacity, and we're going to hire this other guy to be the GM. Oh, Tony La Russa, you were the manager for us back in the early 80s. How about I bring you back again to be manager again? Like, this is asinine, this stuff.
Especially
Don Cooper was their pitching coach in the World Series. And yes, he was very effective. Okay. But he literally just got released from the White Sox like 2 years ago. So he was the pitching coach like from the year 2000 through like 2019.
Sheesh. Yeah.
That's a long tenure.
That's a long tenure. Wow. That's a lot.
Robin Ventura, another hiring that's like, he played for the White Sox. Let's hire him.
Yeah, he was good. I remember him. But yeah.
It's just a great case study of like everything wrong with baseball versus what baseball could be. You have all these young, exciting players with big personalities who crush home runs. Like that's what baseball should be right
like
now.
Dinger,
that's
Slam Diego,
and then like
Tatis Jr.
Yeah,
that's why he's great.
Well, and like, what about the Nick Castellanos stuff with like flexing?
Exactly.
Like that. And the thing is, every other sport, this stuff is allowed. Like in football, they used to have penalties for touchdown celebrations. Now they don't because they know it brings publicity and fans and money to the sport. In basketball, you see a whole bunch of stuff like that and
poster dunks.
Did you guys see that dunk that Blake Griffin had, that crazy behind the back assist pass?
Yeah.
For the Nets. That was awesome. Like that's awesome. And like hockey, you don't really have like flashiness like that, but they freaking fight on the ice.
It's been toned down, but Tom Wilson, that's crazy.
The playoffs, I've seen lots of players. Yeah, Tom, that was awesome. but even now, like the game I just watched, Hurricanes Predators, they had like 6 fights in that game with like penalties for him.
I wish they had more fights in sports. Like, I love that.
It's just funny because like all the things that make sports exciting, baseball's like fighting itself this year more than ever because they've always been kind of like this. They've been bad at promoting their players, bad at growing the sport and being exciting. And then normally there's just been like 1 or 2 guys who are kind of a contrast to that. This year there's so many young, exciting players like that because it used to just be like maybe Bryce Harper and everybody's like, oh, he's this young, cocky kid. And but like as far as like belligerent, like boisterous, somebody who kind of is like the league almost tries to control, but this year there's more of those kind of guys than ever. And so you see so many examples of the old way of baseball fighting against the new way. And it's just like, which one wins out? Because it looks like baseball's killing itself right now.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. No, they are a
dying breed almost.
Well, people wonder why. Like again, I'm a high school baseball coach. People wonder why we've had trouble finding opponents this year. There's a small part of it that's COVID, but largely it's because the popularity of baseball is dropping.
Yep.
Kids don't want to play baseball. They want to play basketball and they want to play football because that's where all the celebrity athletes play.
And if the kids tune into baseball, which would they rather watch? Would they rather watch these young guys crushing home runs, or would they rather watch a post-game interview with old boozebag La Russa trying to explain the unwritten rules of baseball? Like, which one do you think's more compelling to these young kids?
They'd rather watch somebody take a pitch than hit a home run.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, that was well, yeah, I really appreciated the respect I just saw right there. Yeah, it's like that for sorry, Tony, that just doesn't translate to TV. Like,
and I guess for me too, I don't really buy that baseball was always like this either. Like, do you really buy that back in the Babe Ruth era when they were literally allowed to smoke and chew and have beer in the dugout and stuff, that all these men were like gentlemanly on the field? I kind of don't think so.
Mickey Mantle has that letter where he described getting a blowy behind the bleachers at Yankee Stadium during a game. Like, but yeah, now you want to talk about
7th inning stretch. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why it's 7th inning stretch. Yeah,
where's that in the unwritten rules, Tony? Like,
yeah. That's the way it always has been.
There's how people are gentlemen like, but who cares? Like, kids these days, they're not gentlemen like. They're just flashy and like whatever, you know. Like, it's
the thing is too is baseball. To me, baseball is not golf. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand the etiquette and unwritten rules side of golf. Like, don't walk in a player's line. Don't be in their sight line when they're swinging. You know, don't talk or make noise when they're hitting. Like, some of that stuff makes sense because golf is so much more of a game of precision. And it's a one-man game, right?
Yep.
Baseball, it's a team, and I don't know.
It's long and boring though sometimes, so they have to spice it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
Baseball,
there's no time limit. Like,
yeah, no, 100%, 100%. That's why I agree with Shane. It should be bat flips galore, swinging away at 3-0, like. And Jason Kipnis, who's former Cub, former Cleveland Indian, he tweeted out something too. What's that?
Where'd he go? I thought he was. I thought he was on the roster. I didn't even know he's gone.
Not. He's not.
Shit.
On the East Coast somewhere, I think.
Let me look it up real quick. He tweeted out something where he was basically like, do any of you really understand how hard it is to hit a home run in the major leagues? And he's just like, we are going to take every advantage. He's on the Braves. He's like, we're going to take every advantage we have during a game to hit a home run.
Yeah.
He's like, all we dream about as kids is hitting a home run. Okay, here's what he said. He said, 3-0 thought. You get to save your bullpen. We get to pad our stats. It's hard to hit a home run in the show. You work hard for the opportunity to even try. This game knocks hitters down daily. If it throws us a bone, 3-0, 50 miles per hour, we're not supposed to take that.
Yeah.
And
completely agree.
And by the way, that's another thing we didn't even touch on. Not only is he getting totally upset about this, this was literally a ploy by the Twins to save arms for the next day. And the Twins won the next day.
Kind of worked. Punish them for that.
Yeah.
Punish them for that. Like, they're doing that for their own benefit. They're not doing that because they want you to run the score up. They're doing that because that's the best thing for their team and their players. Exactly. So you know what? If I'm the White Sox, I'm also going to do the best thing for my players. I'm going to let them run their stats up. Like, I just don't understand any world where it's like, in other sports, there's the rules of like, okay, basketball, you're up by 30, 20 seconds left. You just let the clock run out.
Yeah, which is fine because there's no possible way to like. Yeah.
Right. But with that, not only is there no possible way, but also it's a benefit to you too, because at that point you're going to win the game and you just let the clock run out. No injuries, no issues, Yeah. But in this situation, to not swing literally only benefits the Twins. So 100%. I just don't understand why that's,
Maybe he's a Twins coach secretly.
I don't think he knows what team he's coaching, honestly.
Yeah.
I coach who? The White Sox?
I'm on the Twins? Wait, White Sox. Sorry, White Sox, guys. White Sox.
Right. The White Stockings?
Hey, quick shout out to this person that no Bears fans like named Peter Bukowski, who's a Packers reporter. But he tweeted out something that I think is funny. And he said...
You said that like you're surprised.
Yeah, because his tweets are trash. But he said LeBron. He said LeBron spends $1 million a year on his body to flop defending a player 85% of people watching have ever heard of.
That is funny. I'm not a LeBron hater, but some of this stuff is just like you kind of enjoy the jokes.
I am such a LeBron hater. Just why? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know half the time. Anyways,
Shane,
speaking of
you look like a big LeBron stan. You look like you could be like a 18-year-old high school
One of those
holdback. Yeah.
like you think
have,
he's
like-
better than Jordan and shit like
Yeah.
that.
I'm not a huge LeBron hater. My Twitter name is LeBron Season 69. So.
Yeah. And you're going
But I
around.
am unbiased, right?
You're going around and you're trash talking to everybody who says LaMickey or LaFraud, and
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah.
And you're always like, Jordan sucks. But
Hashtag Lake Show.
yeah.
Hashtag Legoat. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag Jordan could never.
Anthony Davis isn't even top 5. That's why LeBron is great.
Yeah, LeBron carried the Cavs. Go look at the rosters. Yeah. Oh, man.
man. great.
Well, do we want to talk about gambling at all?
Yeah,
I don't
we
have
5
much,
minutes left.
honestly.
I mean, for just today, we don't have much going on because all the games are basically over. Richie, you're on the over for. I tried to bet it and then I just didn't have a chance to. But you're on the over for.
Yeah, right now it's almost 90-90. It's 90-87 with 7 minutes left.
You could be looking at overtime.
Yeah,
So obviously,
it's
right
over
now, if you were to-
219. So
if you were to live bet it, the over under it gives you to live bet right now is 208, which is kind of roughly the pace usually. So
yeah, that's pretty rough because I need 219. But we'll
Yeah.
see. It could go to overtime.
I mean,
'cause-
you could get overtime, and even if not, you could get a lot of scoring here at the end.
yeah,
combined with
Steph
a lot
Curry.
of
Yeah,
combined with a lot of fouls and free throws. So
Yeah.
you never know.
we'll see what happens.
Well, I just placed a live bet on the Warriors money line.
Whoa!
wow.
Plus
We'll
what? 155 is what I would get right now.
Yeah, 165 here.
It's minus 200 for Lakers, and they're up by 1. I know part of that's because they were already favored to start the game, but that's crazy.
Interesting.
Well, I'm gonna not touch anything because I am right
Oh,
over $40 on my balance right now, which is like I don't want to drop below that because it's the highest I've been for a while.
What is it at?
Over 40 now?
Wow.
Because I had
You-
$14 on Monday.
You should put $40 on the Mariners money line.
A team that just got no hit. What's the score right now? Are they? I know they're
5-2
up,
Tigers.
Man,
but the Tigers
you
are
put-
winning.
Tigers fucked me so bad because
bottom
I
of the
had
sixth.
no runs in the first and fucking Kyle Seager had to hit a home run.
But
Oh,
Shane, if you put down $40 on the Mariners money line right now and it wins, you would win $200.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it should be worth way more than that. Oh man, it's fun. The Tigers are interesting because like I had been making a lot of money betting against them, and I know they're playing bad teams right now. But I mean, even bad teams get hot on stretches, and they had won like 5 in a row at one point. They're beating up the Mariners, so yeah, I'm just staying away from it. Once they start playing like the White Sox and Twins and stuff again, they'll start losing. But for now, it's just
So I was telling Richie before you hopped on that, man, I've had a rough week. I've had like none of my parlays hit except for one.
yesterday. You had a good day, didn't you? Because we were betting
No,
all
that
this game.
was a couple days ago.
Oh,
But man, I just it was rough, dude. I did hit I hit most of my Carolina Hurricanes bets.
yeah, they've been good to me. I hit all my their bets on them today too. I had
They've been good to me
First-
my whole life, ever since I became a fan.
lifelong
Are they going to
fan.
win the chip, guys?
Of course.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
Why
though.
would-
There's so many.
Okay.
The
I'll try to
NHL
set my
playoffs are gonna
bias.
be
I'll
great.
try to set my bias aside. Okay. Objectively, yes.
Nice.
I agree. Actually,
No, they are actually
honestly,
the best team in their conference or division.
If I
or
had to
whatever.
do tiers of like likelihood to win, they'd be in the top tier with. I mean, with several other teams. Honestly, like I don't know.
Several?
I'd put Vegas there. I'd put the Lightning there.
Those are my 2 teams. I announced yesterday, but yeah.
Would I put the
that's it.
Avalanche there? Maybe. All right, let's say even if that's it. Yeah, because I wouldn't put Penguins or Boston. I mean, there's several teams that are
How
capable
about the
of
Caps?
winning it.
Caps are back.
Did they tie it up
I have
today?
no idea. I missed that
see.
game. I was watching that and switch over to the Cubs.
Cubs lost.
Yeah, I know, 4-3. Good thing about that.
I had the under in that
Last
game,
game.
under 9.
So Boston leads the series 2-1.
Wow. Oh,
Pretty
that's
big
right. Yeah, I saw
league.
Portnoy tweet. That's
They
right.
played 2 overtimes today.
Bruins in 5. That's what I saw. But
Do you guys remember last year when there was the hockey bubble? Do you guys remember there was a game or there was a stretch of games where like several games in one day went to like 3 overtimes? Or
Yeah,
something?
Yeah,
there was-
yeah.
There were 2 games that day. One went to like 3 overtimes. I think the other went to 4, didn't it?
I think so. Something
There
like
was,
that.
it was something insane because I remember
Yeah.
the second one. I think they had to push back the second one.
Yeah, because the rink wasn't available because they were still
Yeah.
finishing the other
the
game.
first one was the one that went to like 4 overtimes, and
Yeah.
they pushed the second game back by like 3 hours, and
Yeah.
then that one still went to like 3 overtimes.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was electric.
There's a lot of like overtimes in playoff hockey now. It's crazy.
This year was a
Yeah,
lot.
like there's actually a bet for it. Not on our sportsbook, but they had one for like I think it was a 2-1 odds.
Well, they
I
have
should take that.
on PointsBet you can do. Let me go to the next NHL game it shows, which I think Kyle you bet one of these. So like if you go to Blues Avalanche is already going on. So let me look at tomorrow Panthers Lightning. Right. So you go to this main wagers money line 3-way. So this is a regulation line. You can
Three-way.
bet 3-way. Menage
Not
a
gay
trois.
if it's in a 3-way.
Tampa Bay Lightning plus 105, Panthers plus 170, draw plus 320. This
Yep.
is in regulation. So then if it goes to overtime, basically you're betting at plus 320 that it goes to overtime. So,
Yeah.
which you got on Boston.
On Monday, yeah, I bet that Boston and Washington would go to overtime, which it did.
I mean, I feel like if you had bet that same bet on all the games so far, you'd be up a lot because the odds are like 3-1, 4-1 on most of the games, and it feels like every game except the Hurricanes games have been going to overtime.
Well, something I've been trying to do is, and it hasn't worked yet, but I'm going to keep trying it, is I've been putting parlays together of NHL teams plus 1.5 because in the playoffs, I feel like a lot of the games do end up being closer.
You
And I
haven't
feel-
hit any of those yet?
No, I haven't hit it yet.
Because like
like
overtime
that's a-
too, like the hit. is
Once
over-
it goes to overtime, you've already hit your bet.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that should hit more than it is. So what? Normally, like one leg just doesn't, or
I've had 1 or 2 not, yeah.
huh? So you bet every NHL game
Today I didn't because I
plus 1.5.
I didn't bet everyone because I bet
Okay.
Carolina to win by more than 1.5.
Yeah,
What they
But
win by
3-0.
nice.
but all the rest of the games I played the plus 1.5. And
So who didn't?
the
I
very
know-
first game,
Oh,
Bruins.
Vancouver or something maybe.
Oh shit.
that was a high scoring game. I remember. I think.
Yeah, Canucks versus Flames. But
Is
so
anybody even watching the Canadian playoff games? I no offense, but aren't all the Canadian teams
are they
basically
playing
trashed
playoffs yet, or
this
are
year?
they still in the regular season? Because the other day they were still
I don't
playing a
even
regular
know.
season game.
I don't think they're just doing their own thing. Like, just have a Canadian champion, and then all the good teams can have their own champion. Like,
There you go.
because it's like, what Canadian team? Like, are the Leafs? Like, really, the Leafs? Like, do they even need to be in the playoffs? Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just I don't even know what they're doing.
Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. So, what else we got
But
left?
yeah,
Any thought? I'm not watching Lakers Warriors at all, are you?
I'm watching it right now.
Lakers are
Wow.
up by. Well, my game's probably behind yours. Is
Yeah, Warriors are up by 1 right now on my end.
how much time's left on yours?
3 minutes or 3:14.
Wow.
3:14.
Wait,
Yeah, mine's
what's,
at
wait,
4,
what's the
right?
score?
Now it's 98-95 Golden State. 3:08 left.
So the loser of this game plays against against Memphis. Yeah.
I
No,
think
Memphis
it's-
won, so the loser
Yeah.
would face.
Yeah. So the loser plays
Spurs.
Memphis.
Yeah, wait.
The Spurs are automatically
Yeah.
out. The Spurs
Because if
are
you're in
in.
that
Oh,
lower
yeah.
seeded game, you win to play the loser of this game.
Got it. Okay. Makes sense.
which I still think is stupid. I think
most people do.
I think it should be just regular seeded 7, 10, 8, and 9. One game you play, and then you have the playoff.
One game elimination. Not like this play game, but there's more games to bet on, so I'm not mad.
True.
Like I could win this parlay. Like if this didn't
Yeah.
happen, I could win this parlay. But we'll see what happens.
Just imagine if they had all of the playoffs like that. Like 1 faces 2, 3 faces 4, 5 faces 6, 7 faces 8. Like that'd be weird.
They'll be evenly matched. Like it'd be like, then it'll be weird because there'll be no bracket. Like,
no, I mean, they're kind of trying to create like a bye week kind of system where it's like if you're good enough, you'll have to win less games than the bad teams. Because if you're in that lower seed, you end up having to play an extra game, like win an extra game, basically.
Yeah.
It's just a weird way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's very weird. So.
Speaking of weird, I don't know why Anthony Davis still has this little like brow thing. Like we got it.
Anthony Davis sucks, dude.
Hey, don't be hating on the whole
future bull, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, the guy.
It's
who
actually
said
really funny because
Chicago's the mecca of basketball.
In my NBA 2K season, for some reason, I did the whole LeBron thing and did free agency, and then Giannis and Anthony Davis came to my team, and I re-signed with my team. So I'm the fucking like with Zach LaVine, we literally had the best team. I'm just blowing people out. It's like insane.
Super team.
It's
Is that
literally
what's
the
going to
biggest
happen
super
this
team.
summer?
What's that?
Is that what's going to happen this summer?
That'll be interesting. That'll be crazy because
Kevin Durant keeps talking about how much he loves what the Bulls are doing.
yeah, that'll be very interesting.
Come on, Kevin, do it.
I know. Who would you trade
won't.
Do it. You won't.
Oh, hey,
Trade,
by the way, this is
Lauri Markkanen for Kevin Durant straight up.
Yeah.
This is a throwback to Frustration Nation's episode this week. But Shane, you and I were talking about, and this is so random, but we couldn't remember who the Bears play, who the one Lions backup was the one year.
Driscoll.
Yeah, Jeff Driscoll.
Oh,
He just signed
Because we said David Blau.
yeah.
But then we forgot
he was
Jeff
the third
Driscoll.
string. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then
Driscoll just signed somewhere. I saw it.
Texans.
Texans,
Probably
yeah,
The
the
yeah.
Texans
Bay.
have like 4 quarterbacks.
They're ready to go.
probably the Packers signed him. We're really confident in Driscoll and his ability to lead
Here's
us
the
to the
question.
playoffs.
Who is more likely to not play next season, Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, that's a good one.
To not play at all or not play for their current team.
Let's do not play for their current team, and that would include if they sat out for the season.
So there's been news that Watson might try to settle a lot of these
Yeah, I heard about
cases.
that. Yeah. And I heard like Aaron Rodgers has this thing
good
where
question.
like
Just because he settles the cases doesn't mean that he wants to play for the Texans, though.
Right.
yeah.
I feel like Watson might be just as likely to sit out even if he could play, and he might not be able to play. So I'd say Watson, but it's close
I'd say
You're saying Watson
too.
is more likely to play or to not play?
to not play. I think
Okay.
it's more likely Rodgers returns.
Yeah, I heard something about Rodgers. He needs like one thing, but I didn't read the article. But I don't know what the one thing is.
A family.
I also sadly would lean Aaron Rodgers at this point that he'll be back, but I really think that relationship with the Packers is deteriorating.
Oh,
a
LeBron's
lot.
injured.
Is he really though?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if he's like. I'm waiting to see if he gets up like normally or like if he just like is just laying there.
Load management.
Yeah. He took a really hard hit though from Draymond.
LeBum, LeFraud, LeMickey. I should come up with one that doesn't make any sense called LeGandolf and just start getting that
Just
trending. Yeah,
Everyone will be like, "Oh, that's good." Look.
LeGandolf. You know who would have? No, Kobe Gandalf, because none shall pass. And Kobe never passed. Yeah.
Oh.
No, not like died. Like
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he-
say I was like, ooh.
And he was killed by a fiery monster. Wow, dude. That's
They're
messed
trying to
up.
say it's a flagrant, but I don't know how big is this
Flagrant?
flop.
Lip-flop.
I've seen
He
that one
got
too.
up
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Lip fake.
Yep.
Yeah, left flop.
Lip embellishment.
I mean, he did
Stephen
go
A.
pretty down. He went down pretty hard, but
La hard.
the problem is like Draymond Green, he's notorious for like doing these things, and LeBron's known for flopping. So whose side are you on? You know what I mean? It's weird.
What if LeBron became like a big sponsor for like workout clothes and he went by Lululemon?
Lululemon.
What if he had an acting
Did you
school?
just stutter?
Wait, is it Lululemon or Lulamon? Does anyone know?
It's
Or-
Lululemon.
I thought Lululemon, like Lulu and lemon.
That's the wizard from Lord of the Rings. Lululemon.
Lulamon actually sounds kind of like a Pokemon to me.
Gotta catch 'em all. Lululemon.
Gotta catch 'em all. Awesome. Well, we're just bantering at this point.
Yeah.
Any
Close it
thoughts
out.
before we close out?
Nope. Gonna triple my points bet again next time you see me, listeners. So
Awesome.
Same.
I don't have anything. I'm hoping once I'm done with baseball season, I've got a move I got to prepare for. But one of these days, I will be back in full force on Scorecast. And I'll have everything organized for you. Everything. I'll have all my bets and I'll go deep dive. But
He's
today,
going deep, guys.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
going
it's
deep.
not that day. Elephant style.
Nice.
inside joke. Yeah.
Noise.
Bye.
See ya.